When the Olympic flame arrives in the seaside town of Sochi, all eyes will be on 7 brand new facilities along the coast and a new world-class ski resort in the nearby mountains. For 17 days, the world's best winter athletes will dazzle and inspire. But when the last medal has been handed out and the closing ceremony is over, Russia will be left with a monumental problem: paying off the most expensive Olympic Games in history. The issue of exorbitant Olympic expenses is nothing new. The 2004 Summer Games in Athens cost an estimated $11 billion, partially contributing to the country's ongoing debt crisis. The 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, believed to have cost about $40 billion, included construction of the mammoth Beijing National Stadium, nicknamed the Bird's Nest, which now sits mostly unused. 6 years later, the cost to stage the Sochi Games is estimated to top $50 billion. Given the skyrocketing costs of the Olympic Games, the question is, why host? Bob Sweeney heads DC 2024, a group aiming to bring the 2024 Summer Games to Washington, D.C.
Great cities got to do great things, right? And this is the greatest of great things in the sports world.
Lisa Delpy-Narati is a professor of sport management at George Washington University. She explains that hosting is about more than money.
For Sochi, they wanted to build a first-class ski resort and to let people know that Sochi is part of Russia and it's a summer and winter destination. For London, they wanted to redevelop the East End. When New York was bidding, it was primarily to get a new stadium for the Jets Giants.
Furthermore, Delpy-Narati says the Olympics do not necessarily have to be a huge financial burden. Construction of new facilities and infrastructure, as in Sochi, make up the bulk of the price tag.
Think about the 4-lane highway that went up to the mountains and the high-speed train. So, and then the 7 new venues that are in an area of Adler that never existed before. So if you didn't have to build all of that infrastructure, your Olympic budget would be very reasonable.
She adds the onus is on the IOC to select the candidate city with the most responsible plan. And Sochi, she says, is not an example of hosting the right way.
Now, Sochi is an outlier. I mean, it's very rare that the International Olympic Committee gives a Winter Olympic Games to an area that doesn't already have a ski resort.
The 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro are projected to come in at $14 billion, far less than the Summer Games in Beijing and what Russia has spent for Sochi. Traditionally, however, these early projections increase right up until the opening ceremony. Brian Allen, VOA News, Washington.